Hi, bankruptcy attorney Brian Barboza here, and today I'm going to discuss what is a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and how does it work. Before we get started, if bankruptcy is something that you want to talk more about or want to explore, please feel free to give me a call or go to my website, barbozalaw.com, book an appointment to speak with me for free directly through the website. All right, so what is Chapter 13 bankruptcy and how does it work? So Chapter 13 bankruptcy is a type of bankruptcy case. There are different types of bankruptcy cases. We call these chapters. You got a Chapter 7, you got a Chapter 13, Chapter 11, Chapter 12, and a Chapter 9. These are different types of bankruptcies created for either different entities, like people versus companies versus municipalities, or they are for different types of financial situations. So Chapter 13 specifically is designed for people. Companies like LLCs and corporations cannot file Chapter 13. Only individuals can. Now, the individuals who file Chapter 13, they can own businesses, they can own LLCs and corporations, but it's the person that has to file, not the business. So you file your Chapter 13 bankruptcy case. We call this a plan of reorganization, okay? You're going to be proposing a plan to the court, meaning you're going to file this plan. It's going to have terms, and the plan does have to conform or satisfy various laws and procedural requirements. But the plan of reorganization is basically, the goal of it is really to get it approved by the court, and we call this confirmation of the plan. And once the court has confirmed the plan, it becomes an order of the court, which means now the terms are binding upon you, they're binding upon your creditors, and they're binding upon the trustee of the bankruptcy case. And this plan is going to require that you make monthly payments for 36 up to 60 months. So, and whether or not it's going to be 36 months or 60 months depends on your income. If you're above median income earner, you're going to be doing a 60-month plan. If you're a below median income earner, you have the option to doing a 36-month plan, or you can still do a 60. It just depends on what you want to do at that point. The plan is going to require you make this monthly payment. That payment goes to the bankruptcy trustee. The trustee's job is to then distribute the funds according to the plan. Now, the nice thing about a Chapter 13 case, it is not a liquidation bankruptcy. It means you are not going to be losing your assets. They're not going to be forced a sale of your home. They're not going to take a car from you and liquidate it for your creditors. But the trade-off is you're going to be making a monthly payment into this plan. Okay, now the plan does have to pay certain creditors in full and has to potentially pay other creditors, cents on the dollar. So what I mean by this is that in bankruptcy we have what are called priority creditors. Those have to be paid in full through the life of the plan. So we're talking about recent tax debt, back owed child support, back owed spousal support, and there's other debts that are what we call priority. So your plan would have to have enough money going into it to pay those debts off in full over the 60 months. In addition, if you have a home and you are behind on your mortgage, one of the reasons we have a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is to prevent foreclosures and allow people to stay in their home and get caught up on their mortgage payments. So Chapter 13 is often utilized to stop the foreclosure, but the trick is you have to file Chapter 13 before the foreclosure. If the foreclosure's already happened, the home's been sold, it's too late, you're not getting the home back. So in a Chapter 13, you file the bankruptcy case before the foreclosure, and let's just say for argument's sake you owe $30,000 in back owed mortgage payments. Well, then in your bankruptcy plan you're going to have to pay at least $500 a month for 60 months to the trustee. The trustee is then going to forward that money on to your mortgage company, and at the end of your 60-month plan you are now current on your mortgage. And as long as you continue to abide by the bankruptcy plan, there's an automatic stay that's going to prevent the lender from foreclosing on the home during the pendency of the bankruptcy case. And of course, after you file bankruptcy, you have to start making your regular monthly mortgage payments, and you're going to have to stay current on those as well. But Chapter 13 is a very powerful tool for stopping a foreclosure and giving people time to get caught up on their mortgage payments. And so as far as the Chapter 13 case goes and what the payment needs to be, there's a lot of factors involved in determining what that payment has to be. There's an discretionary income test where we have to figure out what your monthly income is. We have to reduce it by your monthly expenses, and that will tell us what you have every single month, or should have every single month, to pay your debts. That's a test we have to look at to determine what your payment needs to be. Another test is what we call liquidation analysis test, or best interest of creditors test. And that's where we have to figure out if you had done what's called a Chapter 7 bankruptcy case, where you have your assets liquidated. We have to figure out how much money would have gone to your creditors, and your bankruptcy payments in a 13, even though you're not going to lose those assets, your bankruptcy payments in the 13 have to make sure that they pay to your creditors the same amount of money that they would have received if you had just done a Chapter 7 liquidation. We call that the best interest of creditors test. And then there's some other variables like mortgage arrearages, priority debts. Those will also be determinative as to how much you need to pay into your plan. So Chapter 13 can become very complex. It can be very time consuming, and your creditors do get involved. And so it's usually advisable with a Chapter 13 especially to have legal counsel to get you through that process. So if Chapter 13 bankruptcy is something that you are interested in talking about or pursuing, please feel free to give me a call or go to my website, barbozalaw.com. Book an appointment to speak with me for free directly through the website. All right, as always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, take care. Bye.